Here we are, winners round 2 of this tournament in lower bracket. dwaitley versus Pheonifire, and definitely some interesting things to consider here. The most interesting development here, the most interesting thing to consider is that these player PBs, I believe, are 4 seconds apart.
That is awesome.
Yeah, they are as evenly matched as evenly matched gets. Also, they both play on TVs, so the sound quality is going to be terrible for the game, and I apologize for that. We're doing the best we can. The visual and audio quality aren't completely pristine, but I hope that we can be forgiven. We're doing the best with what we got. All right.
Just put on a small run in the background, and I'm sure that some of the sounds will line up at some point. Be your own Foley artist. Make do with what you got.
Exactly. 3, 2, 1, go.
And they are off. Pheonifire has started, and
D8 must just be a little bit delayed here.
A little late. Okay.
Yeah, he must just be a little bit delayed. We'll just have to remember that when it comes to timing. There was a little bit of
because in a race like this, it's possible for it to come down to
exactly.
That. Crazy.
Exactly. Okay, so here we are, 8.5 seconds off for dwaitley. Thank you very much, Daggered, for the real-time update.
You will remember.
So, here we are.
Likely to see a lot of very similar strats for these runners, except that, or at least that's what I would say if it weren't for the fact that we saw some of Pheonifire's runs either yesterday or the day before, and their strat play for the time that they have is ridiculous.
Yeah, the fact that, we saw a Spiral Bridge first cycle yesterday is just nuts.
Yes.
So I don't want to make any, sweeping judgments as to what these players are and are not capable of. It'll just be interesting to see what they choose to go for, because they obviously both know as well that the other player is super close to their skill level, so it'll be interesting to see, how far each player can punch above their weight or not,
Yes, and interesting to see if dwaitley is going to be just as ready to for it.
Yeah.
Crazy strats. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if he's going to go for the more safe, secure kind of approach. As you said, they are very, very close in skill.
Yeah. I'm also very interested. I know both of these players are capable of first cycle Spiral Bridge, but it is it's going to be difficult, or it's going to be interesting to see if either of them actually push to go for it, because it's obviously a huge risk. If you go for it and you don't get it, or you go for it and you end up dying, it's a huge time loss. But I know that both of these players are capable of hitting it.
I'm pretty sure you meant Curve Bridge. I know you have Spiral Bridge.
Did I say Spiral Bridge? Yeah, I meant Curve Bridge. Yeah. Dyrud, I don't believe D-Wade is full pauseless, though. He plays pauseless and paused. I believe for this tournament he's playing paused.
So D-Wade going for the slightly more consistent setup on sliders, and because of that, he's going to hit it first try. Pheonifire is going to miss it once. As far as stream sync goes, they're pretty even now, but since dwaitley started a little late, he has pulled ahead.
D-Wade does have about an 8-second advantage. I can see if there's a way for me to get a more accurate timer for D-Wade, as his stream is buffering. But I can see if there's a way we can get a more accurate timer, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal.
Are they, running timers locally, outside of the...
Yes, I told them they should. They should be. I'm not 100% sure, but they should be, yeah.
Good. Because retiming it with stream delays and buffers is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like either of them are going crazy for Curve Bridge cycle. Yeah, it looks like they're both kind of just playing. Oh, Pheonifire goes for a greedy ending. He got it. That's huge.
Made it.
That's huge.
Nice.
dwaitley.
That clip at the end was so clutch.
Yeah,
takes that. Grinded on that last little curve.
Yeah, takes that last curve super tight and ends up getting the first cycle, which is the first huge difference we see here. Not only did Pheonifire take a death on sliders, but dwaitley also able to get Curve Bridge first cycle, which is a huge difference maker.
Yeah, pristine World 1 from dwaitley.
Yeah,
absolutely awesome stuff.
No doubt. We do see an exit game here from Pheonifire as well. That was something we saw kind of plague his runs in the first round. He had quite a few exit games, so especially when you're already down off of a World 1 like that, it's not something you want to see from Pheonifire.
Very true.
But dwait still chugging onward, and here's the first stage where we would be likely to see a pause strat is on Coaster here. See what he decides to do. Wow, one pause is the 60. And insta pauses the range. What a beast. Wow. That was awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was very pretty. Definitely not a huge gap between the players at this point still. Again, dwait does have about an 8-second, I guess handicap would be the way to put it because of the stream delay. But yeah.
It might be even longer too now that there was a bit of buffering that happened. So
yeah.
It's honestly kind of hard to say.
We
will find out by the end.
I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to refresh his stream.
Sounds good.
It worked. It was a good call.
There you go. Awesome.
It was a good decision. We should be more accurate now as to where the players actually are. dwait getting a really nice first rank gravity slider. This looks like a 47 all day. Yep, gets the low 47. That's awesome.
Excellently done. Even rolled along a bit at the end there, but just the amount of speed that he got was so insane that it managed to carry through.
Yeah, so Inchworms here, pretty difficult setup, but both of these players pretty proficient at it. Looks like a good one from dwait here. Yep, nice and easy, gets in.
Very clean.
And Pheonifire having to settle for the second ramp gravity slider. So that's even the little stuff, you know, on top of the way that dwait's played so far, just the little stuff like that can make a big difference. Like a second here and a second there. And dwait nailing the pause trap for totalitarianism. He is kind of moving right now.
Absolutely flying.
He got first cycle curve bridge. You know, he nailed Coaster. He had a really good gravity slider. I believe he missed the button there on alternative. Yeah, so he's going to lose a few seconds here to slow button alternative, but that's okay. Only loses about 3 seconds. Pheonifire getting a 71 frame?
Throughout all of Worlds 1 and 2. That is fantastic pace.
Yeah. And Pheonifire there hit the 71 frame on totalitarianism, which is always interesting because it's much harder than the 73 frame. So it's neat to see with these mid-level players whether or not they have that that knowledge and ability to go for it. But Pheonifire showing off that he absolutely does. And also missing the fast forward button alternative. So blow for blow. Alternative steal in 3 seconds here and 3 seconds there.
It's awesome to know that Pheonifire is sharking for these possible strats that could edge them back into this race. Because that would be so much more exciting.
No doubt. So we got dwait going for pauseless reversible gear. Definitely a stage where the pause doesn't save much time at all, and pauseless is super duper comfy, so can't blame him at all for making that decision. I'm gonna hit this with another refresh just because it's being a little weird. Ah, the dwait bitrate, no.
Looks like Pheonifire's also going for pauseless reversible gear.
Yep, just gonna line it up on the left side, go to around 52 flat. Nice, nice and easy.
With a really solid movement on the stepping stones.
I'm interested to see. I don't know exactly what strat dwait goes for on dribbles typically. I don't know which pause set he goes for. I know he's obviously going to pause, but I don't know if he goes for the 18 adjust or the 20 to 16 or what he does here.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Hopefully we'll be able to see it.
It looks like 20 to 16 for whatever that's worth. But the dwait bitrate coming out. Yeah, 2016 78, yeah. Just the 3 frame set, easy peasy. Pheonifire getting the same set, making it work. I'm going to refresh dwait again because we had quite a bit of buffer in there. Even refreshing brought us back to URL, so...
I'm wondering if maybe when it freezed up, he ended up with a retry in there at some point.
Yeah, he might have. It's quite possible.
That would put them in very close proximity to each other at this point.
Yeah, and the dwait bitrate definitely kind of throwing off our ability to gauge who's winning here, but they're close in this World 3, I think. Definitely close.
Yeah, dwaitley with a very safe Mad Rings.
Yep, definitely playing it safe. Wow, did Pheonifire boost curvy options and get 2 grinds on the edge? Or was it...
That did not look intentional, but the reactions needed to save that are admirable nonetheless.
Yeah, saving grinds on curvy option is not simple to do at all.
I can't imagine. As skilled as we know he is, I can't imagine he meant to do that in a race.
No, there's no way. We got Pheonifire going for downhill here. Nails it first try. Wow. So Pheonifire, despite the slight mistakes in World 1, bringing it back with a really good World 3 here. And D-Wade, I wish we could better tell where he is exactly. But his internet does not permit completely. Yeah, Pheonifire putting together an awesome World 3 there.
Yeah. Despite a few mistakes in the earlier world, still out of World 3, only a few seconds above 9 minutes. That's nuts.
Ooh, really close downhill there for D-Wade. That barely got in.
Yeah. Glitch gold that really hard.
Oh, yeah.
See if Giant Comb is going to spare Pheonifire in this instance.
Looks like a good setup here. Yep, nice and simple, down the middle, using... That tends to be the most reliable and safe setup, is where you hold up, and then right when you hit the ground, you do a slight upright tick, and then do a quick up, left, upright near the middle, using the lines on the floor and the bananas as visual cues. Tends to be the safest and the way that kills you the least, basically.
Yeah. And ultimately, on Curve Bridge, that's the best you can hope for. Is
Yeah.
the way that kills you the least off.
No doubt about it. I'm going to hit D8 with another refresh here so we can see where he's at. Still on Giant Comb, okay. So I think we might actually have Pheonifire in the lead. I don't think that's inaccurate anymore.
Yes. Assuming that there isn't some crazy shenanigans happening with stream delay, Pheonifire seems to have a lead of at least a stage or two.
Yeah. Wait, was that? Oh, okay. Gee, I thought that was 52 Beehive for a second from D-Wait. It looked like it just off the... I was watching Pheonifire screen and out of the corner of my eye. It looked like the 52 setup, but it wasn't. We see Dynamic Maze. Tries to do it pauseless. That's interesting. Because, you know, there are definitely frames that work for that. So I don't know if he was doing it.
Not a bad attempt either.
No, definitely not. It was very, very close. Pheonifire trying to guide straight in the blue goal. Perhaps a little bit, what's the word? Overzealous there. Doesn't quite make it happen.
It's probably one of the most difficult vertical dunks in the game because of, like, you're between that edge and the party ball, and you also have a very inconsistent arc on your way up. So.
Yeah. And those were two very... This attempt was much better. Able to get the full friction from the pipe, which is really what you're looking to do.
Yeah.
Ride up the pipe in the middle. That way you get all the friction in the world. D-Wade, on the other hand, using... It looks like green goal frames, but he misses them. So he's going to have to do second cycle here on launchers. Hopefully he won't present too many issues. No, he hits the backboard.
Ooh.
He gets to try again for these green goal frames. It looks like he missed them again, though. He's coming in for another second cycle launchers. Oh, he could be in trouble. He can't really afford any more big mistakes on this stage. As he moves up to the top, is he going to try and dunk it straight in? He's going to play it safe.
Probably a good call.
Yeah, just get out of there alive, right? Just move on as fast as you can.
Pheonifire with the exit game, but I'm pretty sure it followed a first strike coin slot, so not the worst outcome in the world.
Yeah, and not forgetting Lobinit, which is sweet.
Trend.
Gets the pause on Arthropod, moving right along. Oh, no! I think Pheonifire hit the 50, which requires a slight adjustment, and then messed up the adjustment just a little bit. I think that's what we saw there.
Sure, yeah. Okay, that time I think I saw 51.
Yeah, 51, easy peasy.
Yep.
Nice and clean. Gotta constantly refresh D-Weight to make sure we're up and accurate. Because of these small buffers. We do apologize again. This is definitely one of the more, with both players playing on CRT, the audio and the internet and everything, it is definitely going to be one of the more scuffy matches of the entire tournament. So please bear with us. We do appreciate the patience and the understanding.
It looks like dwaitley went for the same pause setup that Pheonifire did, based on the trajectory that he took down into the goal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think either of these players go for the 53 falling strat where you fall and bounce off the rings from the inside. So it would make sense both of them just taking the pause strat, getting out of there. But at least how it looks right now is that there's about a stage in between them, but that stage happens to be Seesaw Bridges, which is the longest one in the game. Oh, nice pausing.
The longest one in the game? I guess if you're not counting, like, if you take the frames on gimmick, then
yeah, it's the longest like strat in the game.
Yeah.
And do it with another refresh here. Hopefully, internet permits. Getting into the end of Seesaw Bridges here from D8. I'm picking up a nice 33 seesaw. Never upset with the 33 seesaw bridges at mid-level.
Solid.
Another exit game from Pheonifire. That does seem to be the biggest, like, what's the word? Fundamental issue with his runs and with his gameplay. It's just those big mistakes like the exit games can really add up.
If there is any single point of contention, then yeah, that might be it. Because movement's really solid, pausing doesn't seem to have a crazy amount of mistakes, but menuing can absolutely kill you. Yeah.
And dwait having to use a backup on Wormhole there, but manages to get it and make it work using one of the 4-frame sets with a backup. So that's, I mean, every time you see something like that happen in a race, it just reminds you how important it is to have your backup knowledge and be prepared to use it.
Absolutely.
Ooh, dwait hitting the rim of Freefall.
I'm interested as to why he insta-retried that. Is it going to be still faster to get it to your second try than if you try to correct it? Or
I think it's fairly close. Whether or not it depends how much of a bounce you take and how good you are at readjusting back into the goal. But I guess it was probably just like a, you know what, let's just scratch this one, do it again. It was probably as much of a mental reset as it was within the game.
More of a comfort pick, I gotcha.
Yeah. Pheonifire taking a safety bounce here on Tower, definitely an interesting consideration. I mean, Tower is a stage that we've seen time and time again be such a problem in races, so definitely can't fault him too much for taking it nice and safe.
Keep your lead at any cost.
Exactly.
Very solid toggle there, too.
Yeah, really solid. Almost got the 55. We see dwait going for a pauseless setup on bead screen here, whereas Pheonifire used the pause strat. So again, just these little differences can add up over time. But ooh, gets a really bad collision and falls into the hole on fluctuation, unable to save it.
So many Zorps. Holy cow!
4 Zorps into a bad collision off the last one, which is just no fun.
That's about as unlucky as you can get.
No doubt. And I do feel like we should probably mention and commend the fact that since World 1, really, Pheonifire has not made very many sizable mistakes at all. Pheonifire had a solid World 2, a nearly perfect World 3 for his strats, and then a really good World 4, and this World 5, aside from that fluctuation death, has been really good too, so definitely worth mentioning
really
that.
Been menuing mistakes that have been keeping dwaitley in this.
Exactly. It's just a bunch of menuing mistakes, and the big lead that dwait built in World 1, basically.
World 1, sure.
Yeah. Like he probably took like a 20-second lead coming out of World 1 and then has just been kind of clinging to that since. Here we see Pheonifire going into World 6. World 6, at this level, 33 level, World 6 is really interesting because really the only hard strat, the only like big, like capital H hard strat is Opera. Everything else is very... like, not hard, but easy to mess up, you know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Yes, exactly.
World 6 is definitely a world where it's like, if you're winning, you can just extend your lead by not making any mistakes and hoping your opponent makes at least one, It's definitely a world that, I think at 33 level, which is where both of these players reside, it's probably the world that's the easiest to play without making any major mistakes. So it'll be interesting to see if Pheonifire is able to do that.
That, setup on Opera was a fantastic start. That looked absolutely pristine.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, that's the hardest stage in World 6 at this level. You're not doing 55 cliffs or 50 folders or anything like that. Like, that is definitely the hardest strat in World 6. So to get it out of the way and now to keep on moving through tiers and into cliffs, Pheonifire definitely following my rhetorical advice of don't mess up anything in World 6 and let that lead grow.
Yeah. So we'll see if dwaitley does try to pull out anything crazy to maybe try to bring that back a bit.
Yeah. And Pheonifire with a nice 54 adjustment on the cliffs there. Gets a little bit of help from the party ball, but it was just good enough to where it wasn't much of a problem.
Ooh. Going to be pausing Opera here.
You haven't used a backup on Opera. Makes it happen. Wow.
Oh.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was amazing.
Such a good save.
That clip, I thought for sure that something had gone wrong when he got that clip, but he was ready for it.
He was. Either he was ready for it or his reaction time is crazy.
Yeah, either way, very impressive.
Yeah.
He's either done his homework or he's just nuts.
Yep. Either way, well played. And here's another little strat difference we're seeing here. dwait going for the 4th wire down from tiers, whereas Pheonifire went for the 3rd wire. And that is a sizable difference of almost 2 seconds. You would think, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, that switch inferno. Oh, my goodness. Had to interrupt myself there.
Jump scare.
Yeah, that was crazy. And Pheonifire is 1 folders away from really a perfect World 6 for his strats. Like, this is as good of a World 6 as you can ask for. And this could be a 50 folders, but yeah, he's just going to play it safe and take his 48. Can't blame him at all for that.
Very solid.
If you get a really big bounce off of that, you can definitely adjust in such a way where you can get a 50 and skip a cycle. That narrow peaks was so scary.
That looked so sketch. What a save. That collision off the side of the upward slope. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good clip from dwait. I know he has the ability to hit this. I've seen him hit this before. Not in races, but I've seen him hit it just as a trick before. Okay, yeah, it wasn't quite going to get there. Good recognition. Or did I say dwait? I meant Pheonifire. But that was good recognition by Pheonifire, realizing that it wasn't quite going to get there and bailing out. Because the worst thing you can do is go for it when you don't have it, and then you lose 20 seconds instead of 10, and you just feel terrible.
Yeah, of course.
But, as I said, that World 6 is such a good opportunity to build a lead because it's easy to not make any mistakes. dwait said, yeah, it is easy to not make mistakes, and didn't make any mistakes.
Didn't make them, yeah. That is awesome.
2 players playing very clean World 6s. Always love to see it. And it's a big confidence booster going into World 7, too, which is historically one of the toughest runs at every level.
Yes. Full of strats that are absolutely killer.
So we get to see a spiral bridge attempt from dwait here. Gets a bad clip, but that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't prevent his ability to get the nice and safe and easy cycle. Definitely probably, kicking himself just a little bit that he didn't even get a chance to try and get the good movement up the bridge, but that's okay.
Yeah. But if your attempt at first cycle is going to die anywhere, better die there.
Exactly. Rather than, at the end. Like we said, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
We see some Civ pausing coming out here from Pheonifire. Hits the first frame, no problem, getting the 93. Gets the 85, easy peasy adjustment, nice and clean. Pheonifire moving on past Civ, which at a mid-level can be pretty difficult for people because it's a 2-frame with an adjustment and a little bit of a sketchy ending for some people. So able to piece all that together for a nice Civ attempt and move on into Flock.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the adjustment probably changes a bit because there's a few different frames that you can get.
Yeah, the 86 and the 85 play really similarly, but there are slight differences in the outcomes you can get, which is we actually saw Pheonifire get the 86 for the second frame and repause to 85, which I guess is just a comfort thing because they don't trust the 86 frame all that much because the 85 is definitely a little bit more lenient of a range and the outcomes are a little safer to play. So I guess Pheonifire having the recognition to say, I'm not super confident in the 86. I'll play for the 1-frame rebuff for the 85 and get my safe ending.
Very interesting. Really going for the same frames, it looks like.
Yeah, he added in, so worth mentioning, I just said how the 85 is a little bit more lenient, and what I meant by that is because that third, that up left input you do at the end to actually get the shot out is another frame, but for the 86 it's a 10-frame range, and for the 85 it's like a 28-frame range. So you do them both with no pause usually either way. But dwait, since he got the 86 that ends in a 10-frame range, he chooses to do a third safety pause there because he didn't want to just trust the pauseless adjustment. And I would assume, that's the same reason that Pheonifire just repaused to 85 because, I just want the wide range, easy adjust.
Awesome. Well, great awareness of the strats for both of these players then. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. As I just delivered this whole spiel about it, thinking about it more, that's really cool that both of them had the knowledge of the stage to know what they had to do to be comfortable with it. That's really cool to see. And as I say that, they're also both putting together really good World 7s.
Yes. Pheonifire are going to be taking the standard intended double spiral strat just to make sure that you don't throw your lead away, which it's totally understandable because that strat is awful. You don't get the walls you want, you just die. dwaitley, whoa, had a bit of skipping around there, but I think that they just barely missed the setup on a Brady Slits. And now they've got it. And now they're in the goal.
What the heck was that? What the heck was that? I guess the stream's just skipping out a little bit.
Struggling a little bit.
I'm going to hit it with a refresh so we don't get any more weird visual glitches like that. He's on soft screen! What the heck? He's on soft screen! I guess I'll refresh Pheonifire as well. Holy moly! He's on soft screen!
We got a race on our hands! What's going on?
That's what everyone in chat was saying. Everyone in chat said he's a few stages ahead of this. Okay, so this race is super close.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
gosh.
Holy
dwaitley's
shit.
back in the lead now.
What?
We're talking about Pheonifire saving a lead he didn't even have.
Entangled Path is huge here. Oh, D-Wait's using frames! D-Wait's using frames! Oh, Pheonifire misses the first pauseless attempt.
Once.
Oh, the frames worked out.
Got the frames.
Oh, no.
I mean, for consistency in a race.
Oh, no. The entangled frames are going to win him the race. No, not like this.
Come on, Pheonifire. You got it. Oh, it looked so good.
No! Entangled frames are going to win the race, bro. Okay, Pheonifire gets it.
All right. Very clean exit.
But
not out of reach by any means.
Yeah, no, but dwaitley
taking World 8 has been clean.
Taking full advantage of those miscues by Pheonifire. dwaitley going for the little skip on trampolines, just the little 48 skip, which is, you know, very safe for a race setting. Only loses about 4 seconds to the full skip, so definitely nice and safe and easy peasy. Moving on.
Yeah. Because, like, we missed it, but it went by so fast that dwaitley's pistons must have been really good, too.
Yeah. I do think he goes for 52 pistons, like the full proper cycle, so I think he probably went for that and got it. Oh, tries to play it safe at the end of swing shaft and dies.
That is the worst feeling when you specifically try to slow down because you know that the stage is a jerk.
Mm-hmm. Also worth mentioning, Pheonifire did not load manip warp, went for that just now and hit the frames, which is awesome. Hopefully we'll see him remember to use the backup load manip of swing shaft after trampolines here. Yeah. That would be important. And he does. Perfect.
Yep. Okay.
Nice. That's good game awareness. A lot of people either don't know about backup load manips or forget to do them a lot of the time because you get tilted for missing in the first place. Mm-hmm. But good on Pheonifire for just being able to realize, you know, calm, gotta just do my backup properly. dwaitley going for warp frames here. I didn't know that he goes for these. And the stream's buffering.
We want to see if he gets it.
He's got it. He's got it. Beautiful.
Let's go.
dwaitley makes his exit from World 8. A big mistake on swing shaft and one mistake on entangled path pausing. Both players out of World 8. Holy moly. I'm refreshing dwaitley again.
We don't need to see that.
I'm refreshing dwaitley again.
All right. Both entering serial jump at almost the same time. If the delay still holds, dwaitley has a slight lead here, but only slightly.
Yeah.
dwaitley going for blue goal serial jump instead.
Playing it nice and safe, yeah.
Solid safety strat.
Wow, this is so close, man. And World 9, I think it's important to mention, so many of these stages, World 9 actually contains, I think most people would agree, maybe one hard stage. But all of them are easy to mess up. Stages like chip pipes, easy to mess up. Serial jump, easy to mess up. Guillotine, flat maze, even corkscrew. Like, all these stages are ones that you can mess up feasibly, especially in a race setting, especially when it's this close.
Yes.
So World 9 is one that you just have to play clean, despite the fact that it's so easy to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Chip
and
pipes
a lot of
being
these
the first
mistakes
one
are like a lot of these things are so tough to react to because so many of the strats in World 9, even though a lot of them aren't super technically demanding, all have you propelled at such high speeds. Like, you really can't play it safe on so many of these stages, so if you're not feeling like you're on point, you really don't have the option to slow down, take your time, and get your momentum going again.
Yeah. Flat maze here from dwaitley. Nice, nails it. Both players moving into guillotine pausing. This is, I think, especially at 33 level, this is probably the hardest strat in World 9. And Pheonifire messes up the second frame here. Let's see if dwaitley can nail it first try and get himself back in the lead. No! Oh, he's going to go for pauseless.
Okay.
See, so this is an interesting situation now, because if he messes it up and dies, he is boned. No!
Keep it going, but we won't know.
Why?
We might not know until it's done.
Alright,
it looks like he's taking it super slow and steady.
Oh no! I saw it happening. I saw it happening. See, this is exactly what we were... Oh, that's what I meant. If he messes it up, he's just boned.
Clock, you gotta stop! You're jinxing your players, man.
He's committing to pauseless because he can't hit the pauses. And Pheonifire is rolling through the rest of World 9 right now. I'm going to refresh D-Wait stream. D-Wait bitrate, why?
This got so close again, even after dwaitley got Entangled Path on like second try with the frames, and Pheonifire spent like an extra minute on it at least. And now Pheonifire, I'm pretty sure, has the lead again.
Oh, I'm fairly certain, yeah. With all those guillotine mishaps, it's hard to imagine the D-Wait's holding on to the lead.
He has to, right?
Yeah, no doubt. He's already corkscrewing. He's already out of here.
Yeah.
D-Wait's still got 3 stages left.
He is gone. He is into World 10 and he is flying.
Here we go, World 10.
Yeah.
Pheonifire almost certainly close to PB pace, right?
I'd have to imagine.
Refresh
knowing the
them
strats
both.
that he goes for.
Refresh them both. I already did. I'm resetting my player over and over.
Yeah, prepare your pausing indeed.
I think this is accurate. I think we're close to accurate again. Of course, right when I say that, D-Wait buffers is unbelievable. It's so hard to tell.
This is what happens every time you open your mouth, Glock.
Oh, Pheonifire hitting the frames, using the last frame for the adjustment like we saw yesterday.
Yep.
Cleaning it up.
Solid. Keeping it safe. dwaitley going for the old corkscrew setup.
Yeah, just taking the 41. The 41 or the 42, whatever it gets you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the D-Wait bitrate is so painful, man. I just want to know, do they have their own local timers? They should have their own local timers, yes. I did tell them they should.
They'd better.
They'd better. If they don't, that would be such a problem.
Exit game. Ever since, like, World 5-ish, Pheonifire's been doing a really good job of keeping these exit games down to a minimum.
Pheonifire has a 33, I believe, not a 34, I'm pretty sure. Oh, D-Wade's been updating his times in the Discord. I didn't even notice. Oh, that's awesome. That is based, actually.
Wait, has what does he been?
Yeah, he's been updating his times as he finishes each world.
Oh.
So my timer, I think, is way off. This is so fucked up. Oh my god.
We don't even know.
We don't even know what's going on.
How do you commentate this?
How I commentated is that Pheonifire just owned Labyrinth frames.
This is fantastic gameplay that we're seeing. Like, I love watching mid-level gameplay like this so much because, to a certain extent, you see the skill of the players so much more in messing up a strat and then being forced to save it.
Yeah.
Like, you can watch runs from amazing players all day, and we do, because it's just awesome to see that level of cleanliness. But being able to watch players that are just gaining the experience to be able to fix the mistakes that they make is just awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, great adjustment from Pheonifire on that Revolution.
Just
that was
like
that setup.
That
I
was
can't
so
lie.
nice.
That setup was so sketchy and finishes it perfectly. Yeah, this is amazing from both players. Again, D-Wait's time is really messed up. He did struggle a lot with gimmicks, so I don't know exactly what either of their time is going to be. I do think Pheonifire has a solid lead. That much I think I know for sure.
I think he'd have to, unless we get another crazy jump like we did.
Exactly. Unless I refresh D-Wait's stream and he's on invisible, then I think Pheonifire's got this locked up.
This World 10 from Pheonifire has been
Looking like a 33-0x from Pheonifire on my timing?
That's absurd.
That's a 33-08! Is that really a PB?
What is local time?
Pheonifire says PB.
What was that?
33-08. So the local timer was accurate for Pheonifire.
My goodness.
That's
Is that the first PB in the
amazing! So the local timer was accurate for Pheonifire. Oh, I know that. I know that D-Wait's timer is paused. Don't worry, it keeps going. I just press the back arrow and then see. So we know what Pheonifire's time was, and now we let it keep running for D-Wait. Who's also, like, this time is also really good for his PB. Like,
yeah,
this pace is not bad at all for PB.
It's really good. This has not been a bad run by any means.
Yeah, it looks like he's close to
someone who was at your PB level until just now.
Yeah, he's going to be playing, like, within a minute and a half of his PB, it looks like.
Yeah. And, like, he kept it close all the way up until the end, too.
Yeah.
Like, the separation only started to happen, like, in Worlds 9 and 10.
Oh, he just exit games. I don't think he's too keen on finishing this World 10. Doesn't look like. All right, countdown coming in hot. 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm ready to start the timer as well. As soon as they start moving. Perfect. And they started at pretty much the same time, so we're looking a lot better this time.
Yes.
And we're into game 2. So game 1, fucking nuts. I think we can all agree.
Hard agree.
Absolutely.
I want to know, so between these two players, on average, which of them uses like the more complex or difficult high-risk strats? Because I'm actually not super up to date with both these players' PBs.
Their PBs, prior to Pheonifire just now getting a PB, were 4 seconds apart in time, and I'm actually fairly sure that they use really similar strats. Like, I didn't see in that race much of a difference at all, other than D-Wait playing a little bit greedier for Curve Bridge Cycle and getting it, which was huge. But really, for the most part, the small differences were where we saw, differences, like Tears Wire, stuff like that. So I think that they actually use really similar strat play, and they have really close PBs, which is why this is such a neat race.
The general trend that I saw was, besides Curve Bridge, which happened right at the start, in pretty much every other instance where there's a case where you could take something slightly easier and something slightly more difficult, dwaitley would often be seen taking the ever so slightly easier path, while Pheonifire would go all in.
Yeah.
For example, watch their sliders coming up.
True,
because
yeah.
dwaitley goes for a slightly more consistent setup.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, because I remember when I was speaking to D-Wait, he was talking about how he wanted to upgrade strats before on his PB, since I think a previous PB of his was almost completely deathless going into like World 8 or 9 or something. So I definitely know that's something that he wants to work on.
Yeah. I have to mention, we kind of skipped over because we were talking about strat play, but Pheonifire had a double exit game, which is why we see about a separation of 1 stage here. Yes. I hate to keep being a broken record about it, but that really has been kind of the story of both of Pheonifire's matches so far, both against D-Wait right now and also versus Baba Kanoosh yesterday. A lot of exit games, a lot of menuing errors, whereas last race, I believe D-Wait didn't make a single menuing error.
Yeah.
So that is something to watch out for. And like you said, D-Wait going for the much safer setup on sliders, definitely a little bit slower but safer. Pheonifire taking a more straight angle in it. There you go. Slightly more difficult thing.
Yeah.
Can oftentimes throw you off.
Looked so good, but the air adjustment was just slightly too far forward.
Yeah, this one looks much better here. Oh, a little bit too far back, maybe a little bit of overcompensation there. But doesn't die, just about a 4-second time loss, and we're back at it.
And if D-Wait can get first cycle here, that's a very chunky cushion for himself for future worlds where he can afford a few more mistakes.
I don't know if you caught the beginning of race 1, Moon. I know you weren't on commentary. I don't know if you caught the entirety of race 1, but the same thing happened where, Pheonifire had an exit game and a death on sliders and then didn't get first cycle, whereas D-Wait did. So we saw a really similar discrepancy coming out of World 1 last time. D-Wait has, I don't think he has it here. Oh, he got up! He clipped it!
Goodness. No way.
Huge World 1 from D-Wait. That is a sub 310 World 1. That was nuts, actually.
My goodness.
Really nice.
The monkey balls of steel on this guy.
And I mean, even if D-Wait, even if at this point you're D-Wait and you lose race 2 at this point, and you get 2-0'd by Pheonifire, even if that happens, you can't be upset, right? Both races you got Curve Bridge Cycle. That's nuts. And we are seeing, just going by the timer, which I know isn't perfect, about a 30-second pillow coming out of World 1.
Yeah, for Pheonifire, That must stink because you're coming out of World 1 at like a 340 pace. Like, even
Yeah.
if you take second cycle curve bridge and you take everything else, like a deathless World 1 is usually like a 315. So,
Oh, takes a death on Banks as well, just barely not aligning that angle properly. Never a death you want to take. And D8 with some super confident pausing on coasters. Nice.
oh, that was what?
Super confident insta-pause on that frame. D-Wade is shredding right now, but I do have to mention, this is what we saw last run, where D-Wade shredded World 1 and World 2, and then Pheonifire came out and had an almost perfect World 3 and 4, which just brought him right back. So it's going to be interesting to see not only if D-Wade can build this lead, which it seems he has, but also how well he can hold on to it.
Yeah, I do think at this level of play, there isn't anything that is just kind of free. Like, there's no worlds in which you have strats that are just like, oh yeah, there's almost no way that I'll mess this up, so I have a comfortable cushion. I'll just, extend this lead out. Anyone can come back at basically any time.
Yeah. So there's actually, I feel like I should point it out, that's another one of those things, this stretch of coaster into bumpy check, kind of as Esoterics was saying earlier, with slight strat differences. We saw D-Wait go for the double pause on coaster. He did insta-pause the second frame, but he went for a double pause on coaster and then did a much safer around the edge bumpy check, whereas Pheonifire did the one pause coaster and then went for through the middle bumpy check. He bailed out of it and went to the side in the end, but he was definitely going for the 54 down the middle, so more of those, if there is a slightly safer option, it seems that dwaitley is taking that option, and if there isn't, or if, there's a slightly faster option, Pheonifire seems to be going in on those.
And we saw that last time. It ended up in the case where Pheonifire just had an insurmountable lead because of those strat differences. But this time, there's a little more inconsistency rearing its head. It may turn out that dwaitley's strategy of going with these safer paths ends up winning him the war in the long run.
Yeah. Did he miss the button again? That button is being a bully today. Both players have bonked on it game 1 and didn't press it. And then we see D8 again bonking on it and not pressing it. Alternative is just stealing 3 seconds from our players here and there and around the square.
Fix you buttons, amusement vision. Come on now.
Button collision is...
Awesome. So here we see D8 moving into World 3, and World 3 definitely did give D8 quite a bit of trouble last run. Whereas Pheonifire shredded World 3 last run. So it's going to be interesting to see D-Wait's adaptations to World 3, as well as if Pheonifire... Oh, no!
That's so unlucky.
That's so painful.
Oh, Pheonifire going for alternative frames and gets them! I didn't even... I was watching organic form.
Insurmountable lead, but they're basically even at this point with maybe just a one-stage lead for D8.
Yeah. I mean, a super costly mistake on organic form and a World 2 filled with, just slight time saves and alternative frames, which is a pretty substantial one of about, 5 to 6 seconds over the slow button on alternative. So, Pheonifire, those greedy strats, or maybe not greedy, but those, slightly faster strats, high risk, high reward, tend to be paying off here.
Yeah. Shut me up real good.
Yeah, I have
with
someone...
these strats is really impressive.
Who tends to take the safer, more consistent route. This is just, he's showing.
Sick movement from D-Wade on stepping stones. That was a 49.8, which is really solid.
Yeah. And don't let all this talk that we've had about D-Wade playing it safe take away from the fact that their movement has still needed to be on point to land these kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, he goes for the 81 set on dribbles and gets it. Wow. So we saw him do the 20-16-78 last run, and he does the 21-81 this run, which, speaks not only to the fact that he's, able to hit both, but also the fact that he knows both. That's pretty sweet.
The backup knowledge is
yeah.
nuts.
He knows all of his sets, and that is huge.
Between that and what we were talking about on Civ last run, dwaitley does his homework.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is already shaping up to be a much better World 3 than we saw last run from you. But going for the fast matterings with the party bomb.
Ooh.
Nice. That was awesome. We did see him play that safe last run, I think, and just take the slow roll in. So it's cool to see him go for the nice party bomb nip to sneak in for the mid-55.
He's boosting Kirby options.
Yeah, he doesn't go for the clip.
Oh, I see.
We saw him do that last run as well. Pheonifire also going for fast matterings, but takes an unfortunate exit game.
Oh, that's his third one.
All right, moving into Twister here. The second of the, dual-headed collision stages in World 3. But he didn't go for the clip on Kirby option, so I guess it's not really much of a dual-headed one for him, is it? And now we see downhill come out. I believe D-Wade does go for the full downhill skip, so if he gets this first try, this could be huge. Setup looks good.
Oh, the setup.
Yeah, that's perfect. Setup looked really good. Just the little pullback, realizing he was a little too far forward, dodging the party ball. That was money.
Yeah, but Pheonifire just slowly but surely, I think he's just been crawling back. Like, I don't think I've seen him miss anything serious in World 3 at all either.
Oh,
So,
wow. Tough angle to hit on downhill there, but he's able to pull it out. And this is definitely a different race than we saw last time. Last time we saw dwaitley bump out to a huge lead early, and then, you know, it kind of crumbled in World 3 and 4, but, you know, coming out of World 3, he's still holding strong.
I don't think dwaitley has died yet at all, has he?
In his run, he died on organic form.
Oh, right.
Beyond that, though, I think Chaser might be right. The consistency out of this kid is admirable, nonetheless.
So we're going to see Giant Comb here from Pheonifire. I believe both of them use pretty safe down the middle, slight upright tap setups. Yep, looks that way. Yep, nice and comfy. No Giant Comb mistakes. Always feels good in a race. And we saw dwaitley go for pauseless maze last run. I want to see if he goes for that again, because it seems unnecessary when you can pause it. Yeah, he goes for pauseless again, doesn't get it. I feel like it might be worthwhile to just go for the pause strat there. It's super lenient and saves, 6 seconds.
It might be that mindset where it's like, oh, I don't feel super comfortable with this pause strat. And anyway, if I can do it pauseless and it'll get me like maybe 1 second over like the standard thing, then I'm saving that second of, oh, if I pause it and I mess up, then I'm losing those 2 seconds spending pause. Like what's happening to Pheonifire right now. I think he tried to pause it.
It's also possible, like, I'll admit my ignorance, I don't really know how the adjustment for the pause strat on that stage works, but if it's possible for the pause strat to give you a lot more momentum, then I figure you're more likely to get death going for the pause strat than if you went for a pauseless.
Yeah, it's a similar adjustment, but when you do it pauseless, since there's no pausing, it feels more fluid, I guess, naturally, so it's almost easier to hit it when you do get the good clip. It's easier to hit that adjustment, whereas coming off of a pause, it kind of feels a little wonky sometimes.
Okay.
Also, I do want to point out that dwaitley hit the 85 backup for launchers instead of the main 86 set. So again,
showing more backup now. Oh, he's going for blue goal on coin slots too.
Yeah, dwaitley struggled a little with green goal launchers last run as well. But...
Oh, he's using 2-frame blue goal. Ugh.
All right.
That's something that you probably won't see very often just in general, in runs or in races. Normally, if people are going for blue goal, they're going for the normal alignment with 1 frame, but he figures it's safer to go with 2 frames, and he gets it, so can't complain.
Nice clean on Arthropod. Yeah, Pheonifire, again, just doing the slightly faster 1-frame variant of blue goal setup.
That's the more traditional, pause it and then align it setup, but both work equally well. Pheonifire just saving 1 second by not having to do that extra pause. Ooh, dwaitley not quite... Ooh, the seesaw bridge is scuffed. He should be fine. Okay, yeah, he should be fine, but that's definitely not the setup you're really looking for there. Definitely lost quite a few seconds.
That was incredibly scary.
Seesaw bridge. I think that would save almost a second.
When you're at really low speed coming out of the first one, the clip doesn't make too much of a difference. I agree it's still probably the right play to go for it, but it doesn't make a huge difference going forward or not when you're not at high speed.
I see.
So coming out here, Pheonifire not far behind at all. And me and Esso were kind of talking about last run how World 6, and I think World 5 to a lesser extent, doesn't actually have that many like straight up difficult stages. More so a lot of stuff that is easy to mess up, like free fall or, bead screen, stuff like that. Like stuff that's easy to mess up if you're not totally on your game. So with these next 2 worlds, I think it's going to be a matter of mitigating mistakes and playing with as few mistakes as possible. I think that's going to be kind of the name of the game here. More so than, the normal like differences in strat play that you would normally think.
Pheonifire just took unfortunate death on Wormhole, I think. Just missing a pause.
Oh, does he know the backups for this? Oh, he messes it up. We're seeing a huge difference here being made on Wormhole. Gets the 28. Is he going to go for the 2-frame here off 36? Yep, uses a 3rd safety frame for the adjustment here. 16, 13. The 13 works fine, and then up left into the clip. Cool. Safe, safe, safe.
Yeah, after 2 mistakes on it already, I don't blame him at all for making sure to confirm that that adjustment's going to work out just fine.
Not going to go for the beat screen pause frame.
Yeah, D-Wade actually didn't go for that last run either. Again, just that these slight strat differences. I think D-Wade is just using a much more safe strat list, which, you know, when it works and he doesn't make the big mistakes, because that's really the reason for it, right? Is he doesn't want to make the big mistakes. When it works and he isn't making the big mistakes, and Pheonifire, you know, is playing a little bit more greedy and is making the big mistakes, I think that can be a huge difference maker, and that's kind of what he's banking on, you know? It seems to be working out.
I wonder too if it's possible that dwaitley like started out doing exclusively pauseless runs, because it seems like a lot of the cases where dwaitley is going for safer strats end up being cases where a person who started just pausing things out might not even know the strats very well going into it.
Yeah.
Like he does the pauses on beat screen that you normally go for in a pauseless run. And the movement on those like isn't necessarily very difficult, but it's not trivial.
Yeah, it's something that you need to know, right? It requires knowledge. And to kind of speak, go for it.
No, the only other one I was going to say is guillotine as well. After missing the pause streams a couple of times, with someone who has learned the pauses, you'd expect them to just go for the pauses over and over again until they inevitably get it. But the fact that he was willing to actually play out guillotine at all, even though it didn't really end up working out in his favor, speaks to his comfort with that pauseless strat.
Yeah. I think to kind of speak on that and almost like provide a little bit more context, D-Wade, since his start with SMAL, has run pauseless and paused kind of in tandem. He has really solid times in both pauseless and paused. So I think it's not necessarily that he started with pauseless like you had kind of hypothesized. Rather, he has done both hand in hand for so long that both are kind of second nature to him. So he can switch between modes, I think, when he needs to, which comes in handy a lot.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I think while we were discussing that, I think Pheonifire has just kind of been banging out a really nice World 5. He hit tower, like fast tower, and I don't think he's missed anything else so far. So
yeah, I think D-Wade put together a completely deathless World 5, and Pheonifire, since those slip-ups on Wormhole, has done the same. So not only a good show of D-Wade holding his lead, but also Pheonifire refusing to let those big mistakes hold him down, which is huge. Having that ability to bounce back is so important in races.
Oh, using the safety frame for an Opera adjust.
Yeah. I mean, again, he
underneath Opera too.
Yeah, using safety frames for underneath Opera. In the situation he's in right now, I get it. I totally get it. You know, I'd love to brag on him and say, "Oh, come on, you know how to do that with just 2 frames." But you know, he knows he's winning right now because I know that he's watching the stream and I know that he hears what we're saying. So I think that kind of plays into it.
I'm wondering if it's possibly playing into Pheonifire too, because if I remember correctly, Pheonifire went for a safety bounce on tower when they were ahead in World 6, but this time Moon mentioned that they just dunked it.
Yeah, I think that's such a cool thing about races is like a lot of players when they're in races don't choose to watch stream or listen to anything at all just so they can focus on their run. But there is also something to be said for, you know, doing so and how it can, you know, give you an ability of like knowing what strats you should and shouldn't go for. You know, even situations, you know, think about like top players late in runs where it's like, okay, do I have to go for a really greedy invisible adjustment or can I just take my right side 43, you know? Like even at a top level, it's not just for mid-level players that can make a difference, but for some people it kills their mentality. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Fire took a death there on third wire tiers. Again, just these riskier strats occasionally paying off, but just think at this point they just go about even, and when they go even, D-Wade basically just gets to keep his lead, and the longer he keeps his lead, the worse for where it gets. Yeah,
it's like high risk, high reward is the name of Pheonifire's game right now, and the high risk isn't paying off. Takes a death on narrow peaks. Oh no.
I always think missing narrow peaks is really funny because you're a speedrunner and then it just looks so silly. You just yeet yourself.
He's died 3 times. No. He's died 3 times on narrow peaks. And, oh no! And then he overcompensates.
Kidding me.
The overcompensation
on Pheonifire. Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
got it.
And then the exit games. No.
Oh, D-Wade looking like he was going for first sight spiral bridge.
Man, I mean, this is the story of this whole race has basically just been dwaitley chugging along, and then Pheonifire making some fantastic plays, making a comeback, and then experiencing another setup, and then needing to make the comeback. And last run, we saw him completely pull away when it mattered. And here, we're just still seeing those setbacks, so it's going to be interesting if on the last leg of the race, he's going to be able to pull out that clutch factor once again.
Yeah. And, okay, I know every time I open my mouth, it's a jinx, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention. I am almost certain that organic form is dwaitley's only death.
Yeah, I have not seen the man die.
We're going on like 64 stages here.
That's... now that you mention it, I think you might be right.
I'm almost certain that D-Wade has died one time. And he's got to know that, which I think is also playing into the reason why he's, choosing a lot of safe strats. In addition to the fact that he was already choosing a bunch of safe strats, I think that's just kind of playing into it and giving him more reason to not go out of his comfort zone for anything.
Did D-Wade go for a double spiral at all in his round?
No, neither player did, actually. Both players went for the nice save 46. D-Wade gets the super fast shot out of the adjustment here. That is something that can happen with the 86. So I explained last run how the 86 has a 10-frame range for that up-left adjustment, and 2 of those 10 frames, when you do up-left, it's the first 2 frames. They give you a really fast shot towards the goal, whereas the other ones give you a much slower. So it is better to get that fast shot because it helps your IGT a little bit, but it also makes it really scary if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, he's been nailing everything, and I assume if he goes for slow double spiral, then he's big chillin'. Like,
yeah, Hierarchy is the last one that's really dicey in World 7, and he nails it. That was really good too. He slowed down in the corner nice and well. Gets the 52, beautiful. If you're doing that strat, 52 is what you really should be trying to get. Oh man, 8 bracelets. Hopefully you can nail this adjustment. Goes mid 56, looks good. Looks perfect.
Button on Domino. These buttons today, man.
Oh, yeah, the button bullying Pheonifire a little bit here. I don't want to make it too much of a story about just D-Wade, but when somebody's on a deathless run like this, it's so hard. Or one death. It's so hard to not focus on it. But he's on quick turn right now, so we can focus on Pheonifire.
Pheonifire basically figured out every way for Domino to just screw you over. Like, you could hardly even call those his faults because the collision just decided, nope, the button's just gonna mess you up in every way that it can.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Civ is just such a terrifying stage.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
The Ruby Rocket. And comfy, just take a 36 on double spiral.
Wow.
dwaitley is out of there.
He's shredding right now. So, thinking of World 8, we're likely to see a lot of safety stuff come out here. I would almost guarantee a slower piston cycle and entangled frames coming out again. And yeah, it looks that way, but the right side boost on pistons, that's a dead giveaway that they're just going to take a nice, safe cycle here, take the 48 in all likelihood, with just some nice comfy movement. Nice. Moving on. And Pheonifire trying to finish up this World 7 as clean as possible, but this is D-Wade's game to lose right now, and it's also his game to win. Misses the frame on soft cream. That's another death, quote unquote. But if that's gonna be your next death, that's kind of where you want it to be in World 8, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
He must be on PB pace right now. I feel like he has just played so immaculately.
Yeah. It's hard to
One would
imagine.
think so. But you did mention earlier that his strats, or that his current PB was deathless through World 8 or something like that.
Yeah, I know it was one of them, but I think he might have upgraded at some point.
Might have upgraded since then. Okay.
Looks like we see entangled frames coming out here again. Gets the first. Looks like he's got the second, and
Is that it?
oh no, it was not it. I don't know if that was some backup where you had to do a difficult adjustment. I have no idea what that was.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
anything
it's
about
difficult
entangled frames.
adjustment.
I've never
You can
done
just
my research.
do frames at the very last,
That
right
looks
before
better,
you
yeah.
pull,
Yeah.
You can just do it down right or down left.
Okay, he's got it second try. He's moving on. Not a huge, what's the word? Not a huge setback by any means. He gets a little stuck in this totter here. Oh no! Oh no! He got really stuck in that totter.
I think for
This is a
D-Wade,
very
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Wait, this game's close again.
Not going for the left side setup. That's usually what you would see. I feel like that one is quite consistent, but. Oh,
And the exit game.
Exit game.
Oh, goodness. Pheonifire takes a death on soft cream.
Still with quite a comfortable lead, but...
Yeah. Again, it's definitely still dwait's game to lose at this point, and Pheonifire has to come and steal it from him. Okay.
Avoiding the first frame.
Yeah.
News.
Good play for sure. We're going to see Pheonifire go for the momentum movement strat rather than the pause. Looks like a good setup for it.
They get it?
Oh no! The early up left! Starting the up left just a handful of frames too early gets the bonk rather than the movement around that you want. Oh no! And bails out, decides to go for the pause, third try. Probably a smart decision, you know, if you're mentally tapped out of the strat, sometimes it's better to just, you know, cut your losses. dwait did take a death on swing shaft last run because he tried to take the ending a little too cute, but gets it nice, easy peasy this time. Another exit game. You have to believe that those are the turning nerves coming out. Oh no! That entangled path was robbery.
I cannot believe that didn't.
No!
No!
Dude! If you're Pheonifire, you gotta believe that you deserved those, right? Okay, that one wasn't quite as good, but holy moly. dwait needs to take advantage here. Going into warp here, I believe dwait does go for frames on warp, so if he can get these first try and take full advantage, that would be, you know, that could be curtains for this race.
Yeah. You would think, yeah. But we did see dwaitley struggle a little bit with guillotine last time, so if that rears its ugly head again, then
I think it was one pause last frame of warp.
Yeah, he shredded that. 25-28 World 8 exit.
This is an absolute
Pheonifire, you can do this.
Case out of World 8.
Wow!
Okay, alright.
Takes the cute little save on Entangled. Pheonifire getting out, at least.
So many of those setups looked like they were so close. None of them went in.
Yeah.
It's true what they say. Closed only counts in horseshoes and monkey target.
True! That is a true statement.
The nature of Entangled Path, it just... you can feel like you deserve it, but it will just not give you any freebies.
Pheonifire nailing the one frame vortex, though, is just pretty sweet. Alright, so again, cruising into World 9, I mentioned it last run, but it's really important to remember, with dwait having the lead going into World 9 is the don't mess up zone. There's so much stuff in here that's really easy to mess up, you just have to not mess any of it up.
Gotta chill out and charge your World 10 laser beam.
Exactly. Chip pipes and flat maze back-to-back are two very easy to choke stages if you're not totally on your A game, but the setup here looks really good. Yeah, he nailed it, of course. Gets both of them back-to-back, and now guillotine, which was a huge problem for him last run. He missed the frames about 5 times and messed up the casual movement once or twice. Oh, yeah, he's going
he knows. He knows he has such a comfortable lead,
yeah.
He can afford to just play it pauseless. And just...
Yeah, and I think this... really, this is a good puzzle setup too. This is wait, what? Wait, what?
What?
Oh my
Way.
goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Calm down, dude.
Holy moly, that would have been crazy.
That would have been absurd.
This puzzle setup looks pretty good. Decides to just take another cycle hit here. Looking good. Just play it safe, dwait. There you go. He's got it.
You can hardly blame him.
Takes his 41 and goes. So I think, you know, we kind of have to go back to what Esoterics said really early on in the run, which is, you know, the ability to switch between paused and pauseless strats based on the situation. And, you know, that was Oracle-like, because that has come completely true late in this race.
Yeah, it's fantastic that dwaitley has all these different tools and is just at his disposal to bring out exactly the right strat for the job.
Mm-hmm. We're going for a cute beginning on Twin Base, and he doesn't get enough air to go for the full 53 movement. I don't know if he's familiar with that or comfortable with it, but it looked like he was trying to set up a 53 Twin Base in there, but takes the comfy 51 and goes. And he's really out of World 9 at this point. Air Hockey and Corkscrew are, you know, all but guaranteed, says the person whose PB dies on Corkscrew. Oh, good repause by Pheonifire to not first frame that spinning toss. That definitely would have been a first frame, so very smart repause there.
Yeah, just doing hold up. This is just, I mean, this is going to get like a 42.
Yeah, he's
But-
playing it safe. He's taking his 42 on corkscrew and he's getting out of here as safe as possible.
Yeah.
And
outta
now,
there.
you know, there's one word I think that's rattling around in D-Wait's mind right now, and I think it's gimmick. That is
yeah.
the most haunting stage possible right now, right?
I don't even think you can afford to do gimmick pauseless. It's too much.
No,
Yeah,
you have to pause
Won't
it.
have to resort to that.
Yeah, you have to pause it. Unless you're up like 2 worlds, you have to pause it, and you just have to trust yourself to hit it.
Okay, 2 worlds might be a bit of an exaggeration.
No, because what if you die at the end of Pause's gimmick, and then your
I
brain
mean-
starts moving a mile a minute, and then you start freaking out, you know? I don't know, man.
All right.
Okay, he nails a 78. He's going to do a nice, safe 3-frame set. Oh, 10 has a backup. Does he know it?
Does. He's looking for 15 to 11.
He knew the 10 backup.
He does.
He knew the 10 backup. That's huge. I think that's the race. I do. I don't want to
No,
jinx
dwaitley.
anything, but that, for D-Weight, mentally has to be, like, the biggest weight off your shoulders ever. The fact that, you know, gimmick is a gotta-have-it stage. And not only did he gotta have it, but he got it. And that's just huge. That's just huge.
If there's anything to take away from this race, it's that dwaitley knows his strats.
Right?
Holy cow.
What backups have you seen this run? We saw him hit a backup on Green Goal launchers. He used the frame backup. Civ, he used the backup race 1. We've seen a ton of backup knowledge from D-Wade, and it's super impressive because in a race setting, that can be the difference maker.
Yeah. The level of consistency that we've seen from this guy is super admirable.
Yeah, no doubt. Just gonna play it nice and safe on disorder. He died on the first attempt here. I just don't think he air boosted enough to get across the gap, but cleans it up second try. Gets across the gap easy peasy.
I wonder if D8 will choose to play Labyrinth pauseless if he knows the pauseless strats. Because Labyrinth pausing is, I mean, I personally just despise it with a passion.
I have to point it out. That was another backup. He hit 70 on 3D maze and knew the backup for it. And I don't even know that backup.
70?
There's a backup for 70 on 3D maze and he knew it and he got it.
Oh my goodness, what is this Labyrinth?
Oh, this is the old school Labby pausing. Have you ever seen this before? This is awesome.
I've never seen this
Look at
in my
this.
life.
Look at what it does.
What?
That's old school Labby pausing.
dwaitley, you are nuts.
D-Wade pulling out all the stops in this World 10, nailing backup on gimmick, nailing backup 3D maze, and the old school Labby frames.
This looks like it could be a 32.
Complex Plane says it best. How is D-Wade so knowledgeable? That's incredible to me. I don't even know these backups, and he's just crushing them one by one. And he hits the perfect set on Postmodern, too. He gets the perfect main set on Postmodern right after hitting all those backups. I am floored by D-Wade's
This is
game knowledge
amazing.
and his execution.
Okay.
Nice adjustment.
So clean.
This is going... Oh, my God.
This could be another.
This could be a PB by over a minute. Wait, this could be a PB by 2 minutes.
Wait, D8's PB is a 33.
Oh, I thought it was a 34. I'm sorry. Yeah, this could be a PB
No,
by a
it's
minute.
33.
Does he know the backup for this? Does he know the backup adjust? He does!
Oh,
he
God.
knows this, dude!
He just needed to rack his brain. It was back there somewhere.
He knows everything!
Oh my god.
He knows everything!
This kid.
This is the
does he do
best... Dude, if he PBs this, if he seals this up with a PB here, this is the most impressive PB I've ever seen from a mid-level player.
This
Oh.
He got it, dude! He got it!
Incredible.
32-43! 32-43 PB.
In a tournament?
He PB'd by a minute, or almost a minute. PB'd by almost a minute in a tournament after, okay, World 10, he did backup gimmick, he did backup 3D maze, old school Labby frames with the adjust, hits the main set on Postmodern like a beast, nails 52 Revolution, hits a backup on Invisible.
Let's go.
Oh my god, dude.
That's a statement game. That.
Wow.
That's 2 PBs in one race.
Pheonifire PB's game 1, and D-Wade says, yeah, that's cute. Hold this.
Is nuts.
1-1 between Pheonifire.
1-1. The most earned games in the entire tournament. Far and away.
That
This set is so fire. What the? Holy shit!
That was legitimately the most impressive thing I've ever seen from a mid-level player in this game. He knew everything in World 10. He knew the 70 backup on fucking 3D Maze. He knew the 10 backup on Gimmick. He knew the 08 backup on Invisible with the difficult adjustment. Oh my god, dude.
We were talking about this earlier, too. With the mid-level runners, they just have to take what they're dealt. And dwaitley was able to just work with whatever he was given.
I'm legitimately floored. Legitimately
Absolutely
floored.
anything.
Also, the invisible backup.
It was so good.
Yeah, that backup is hard as fuck, dude.
Threading the needle there in order to get that clip at the edge of the V?
That adjustment is hard as fuck.
How?
Dude. That... Oh my god. Oh my god. That's the most impressive thing of it. Maybe... Yeah. Maybe the most impressive thing I've ever seen from, not a top player.
Wow.
Pheonifire getting a little bit caught up on Labyrinth right now.
Holy shit, dude.
We were saying it after last race, but I feel like the shoe's on the other foot now, and suddenly Pheonifire has his work cut out for him.
Yeah. Because, we saw D-Wade kind of hang in there last run, and he still finished within a minute and a half of his PB.
Yeah.
And then he, comes out this run and dies. He had sub 5 deaths, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Does he have a 43 backup here? 26 to 23. Nice.
Yeah, he knows his backups.
Backups.
Holy moly, dude. I have never seen a player that isn't like a top player know that many World 10 backups in succession and have to use all of them. Man.
The old Labby frames. Oh my god.
The old school Labby. Does he just do that? Is that just what he does on that stage? I don't know if that's just what he does normally.
We were looking away because we were thinking about Pheonifire and his crazy PB. Or did dwaitley not even get to it? Did the run die on Gimmick? I don't actually recall it.
I think he stopped trying to finish on Revolution.
Okay, so he had done it. We just didn't see it because we were freaking out about Pheonifire's admittedly also really impressive PB.
Yeah, D-Wade says I do that normally, old Labby. Wow. That's
awesome.
Dude, that's so awesome. I expected this match. I expected this match to be amazing because it's two players whose PBs are 4 seconds apart, but they're not 4 seconds apart anymore because both of them have PB'd.
Fired.
Both of them have PB'd.
Oh my goodness.
And it's crazy too because this is still such GG's to Pheonifire for finishing that out, by the way.
Yeah, low
But,
37 from Pheonifire. We'll take it.
This is still really so close because despite the fact that dwaitley's PB is now better by a greater margin, comparing the strat play, Pheonifire with a more consistent run is hanging right there with him, if not surpassing him.
All right, we got a countdown on the way here. 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm going to start timer as soon as I see them start moving here. I started it. Yeah, okay, it's pretty close. It's a little bit, like 2 seconds for D-Wade.
All right. Fantastic.
All right, well, I'm going to go grab myself some dinner. SO, Moon, please hold it down. I'll probably be back midway through Game 3 here to catch the second half. And enjoy the show.
That we will.
I feel like the benefit of finishing early in that race, you get to kind of compose yourself a little bit. If you're Pheonifire,
Yes.
you just came off the heels of, what was that, like 7 or 8 resets on Labby. Might be a little bit shaken up.
Yes. So you would hope that that extra time is keeping him warm rather than keeping him kind of frazzled.
Yeah.
Because dwaitley did definitely get to take advantage of
Ooh,
some time
40,
to compose himself.
yeah, 48 bumpy versus 50 bumpy. And even though D-Way has that timer mishap, they're basically dead even at this point.
Yeah.
I will
Is
say
Pheonifire
D-Way...
going for Gringle?
Oh, Pheonifire is pulling out. Oh,
Okay.
Pheonifire is really pulling
All of the
out all the
stops.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
But it's not quite working out. Yeah, I'm gonna go into blue goal. The angle that they had going into it was just a little bit off.
And I think the thing that just hurts so much is when you go for one of those high risk strats, you mess it up once, you're like, it's fine, I'll get it the second time. Then you mess it up the second time, and then the third time it's like, okay, I have to take the slow strat, and you just lost like 10 seconds, 15 seconds to, if you had just taken the slow strat to begin with.
Yeah, you cannot let that kill your mentality. There's a long way to go.
Yeah, World 1 is definitely one of those things, and I don't particularly know how Pheonifire plays out his runs, but for people that like to reset a lot, they can definitely one of those things that like destroys your mental, because you have a bad World 1 and your brain's just like, oh man, like I would reset this run normally, and I'm forced to play it out, and like this sucks. Like,
yeah, well, we saw this is the same story repeating itself over again, but like we saw a relatively well, the kind of World 1 that, just like you mentioned, would probably be reset, that Pheonifire dragged kicking and screaming all the way back to PB pace in order to win the race. So, we know he's capable.
Curve bridge. And the corner's nice and tight.
Good. I think he'll need a bit of a grind here. No, he's not going for it. Okay.
And knowing that he can hear us in comms, so he probably knows he's got a pretty comfortable lead and doesn't need to really like risk it for the biscuit in this one. Just take your, take your 3-1x, like just get out of there nice and safe.
Here's the thing though, Pheonifire's curve bridge for pace right now looks really good. Oh, but they didn't go for it.
Yeah.
They got such a great clip on that second to last curve, but they didn't seem to think they had it.
I do think though that if you're Pheonifire, you're just like, well, if I mess this up, this basically is just, this race is GG. Just like, there's no way I win. So, maybe just staking it on like, okay, I know I can beat him in these small micro situations. Like, I'm going to get 2-3 seconds here and there, and I'm just going to crawl this back.
Yeah. I mean, no other choice at this point.
Yeah.
That has to be the game plan. A rare exit game from dwaitley.
Yeah. I will never know. Is it D-Way or dwaitley?
Maybe we'll find out in a post-game interview. That can be your first question for him.
Oh, he didn't. What is this backup?
Okay.
I've never seen that in my lifetime.
The knowledge.
D-Wade's brain just has no bounds.
Oh my god! You got
so
fast on that bumpy check. Are you kidding me? What was that? Oh my gosh!
Okay,
there's some speedrunning communities that kick you out for getting that lucky. What are you doing?
What at 7.5 trillion? Oh, he's going. Is he going for the first ramp? Oh, D-Way going for the first ramp setup. We're looking for a 47. Oh, that was so nice from him. But as much as we're, basically fanboy over D-Way here, Pheonifire is pretty much...
still gaining ground. Yeah. That's all the more impressive, if anything. Like, oh, an
Oh, and a
unfortunate
death on
misadjustment
Informs.
on
That one
turn.
is so costly. Informs is one of
Yeah.
those stages that, sometimes just get you. Like, oh, damn it, died on Informs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we're freaking out all the time about how dwaitley manages to save all these incredible situations. The kind of thing that you'd expect out of a runner who's been in the game for years on end. But, like, the fact that Pheonifire is still keeping pace despite some costly mistakes is just a sign of
Whoa.
how good his strat play really is. I feel like a broken
He's up
record
button
talking
this
about
time.
it, but that's where we're at.
He's going to get the fast forward alternative, so he's not going to lose those 3 seconds that he did the last time.
Yes, finally managing to hit the button. And Pheonifire going for alternative frames again.
Yeah, no, those pause frames are going to be huge for him because he's basically going to come in with like 3 or 4 seconds behind D-Wait. There is the 2-second stream delay that we have to account for D-Wait and his timer.
Yes.
But this is definitely just... Oh, that is so costly.
Organic form!
Organic form sucks.
and we're essentially tied now.
Yeah, that basically ties it up. Yeah, because there's a 2-second delay. Oh my goodness. We're just focusing on D-Wait's crazy backups, and it's just like Pheonifire's like, wait, hold on, like, you guys realize I PB'd game 1, like
it's it's the stuff that you expect to see, but it's done very cleanly. Oh, look at this sync here. Beautiful. I think there was an exit game that was responsible for that. And just as I say it, another one. No. I've taken Glock's job of jinxing all the players. I said I'd carry the torch. I didn't mean it like this.
And they're going for the
choose this
81.
life.
Oh, he misses it. Yeah, Pheonifire instead, that's actually so scary because when you hit that 21 frame, if you're more comfy with the 20 set, you can try and do a 1 frame from 21 to 20.
Yeah.
That's just... Yeah, Pheonifire again. Just the story of this whole bracket for him. Just there's these high-risk setups. And D-Wait getting a little bit stuck on dribs. It is one of those stages that can eat a lot of your time.
Yeah.
Oh, 76. Oh, he tried.
Yeah, he's been going for the same pause strat that has this super low hit, and I don't know. Both of the other races, he nailed it pretty quickly. This is abnormal for sure.
And that's that one thing where actually D-Wait not having the backup knowledge, because you can go from 20 to 15 and then to 11 and do the setup where you have the 18 frame and then you bounce and adjust into the goal.
We found the Achilles heel, the one gap.
Yeah, the one. Yeah,
in dwaitley's wrinkly brain.
Oh,
all right, finally got through it.
But yeah, dribs and I think downhill are these 2 big stages. And just as I say that, Pheonifire just nails downhill.
Nails downhill, yeah, no problems at all. So now we have a very different dynamic.
Yeah.
We've had in previous races, Pheonifire's basically been trying to come from behind, trying to pull away, and constantly hitting setbacks. How's he going to handle a lead? And a rather sizable one at that.
I do think it's interesting for the players that go for like very high variance strats. It's almost interesting. They have worse consistency on some of the safer ones. So I'm interested to see if Pheonifire chooses, oh, I have this comfortable lead. I'm going to go for, a bit of comfier strats. Maybe I'm going to take a little bit of time loss here and there. It could actually be worse for him.
Sure, because just doesn't have the same level of practice on those strategies. That would make some sense. I don't know. I don't think I'd count on Pheonifire at least purposefully slowing down too much. Because it seems to be that the name of their game is going all in. And as I say that, Beehive doesn't exactly work out, but not for lack of trying to go as fast as possible. That looks a lot better.
D-Way out of World 3. I think that's about a 10-28. Definitely not something you want to see. But
Yeah, not the ideal follow-up to a PB pace run, but
Yeah.
only not even half a world behind, so with half the game to go, a very makeable comeback.
There is a lot more Monkey Ball left to be played.
Yes, absolutely.
Going for the nice, safe triangle holes.
Yep. Hold up triangle holes. Can't go wrong.
I don't know if Pheonifire went for like the slight right adjust on triangle holes in previous games.
I think they went for air boosted triangle holes before. I feel like that would have stuck out like a sore thumb among all of the other fast strats that they go for otherwise.
Ooh, fast launchers.
Look at the friction on that launcher.
That was so nice.
That was textbook. Wow.
That's like if you look up how to do that strat, it's just a video of that right there.
Whoever's doing that, whoever's doing the tutorial on that stage, I want you to give it up and give it to Pheonifire instead. That was beautiful.
Oh, wait. Did you try to do the pause setup again for dynamic maze?
I don't. dwaitley, yeah, I'm guessing that's what happened. Because I haven't seen him go for the paused setup all day, so.
Pheonifire doing the 1 frame for coin slots and getting load manip. Oh, he's going for fast arthropod. Oh my goodness. Oh.
He nailed it last time. Ooh. So he goes for this setup on arthropod a lot of the time where he'll bounce and just dunk straight into the goal, and he'll start using the pause frames now. But rather than going and like sitting on the ending platform for a bit to reduce your momentum and give yourself a more consistent setup, he will dunk it straight in, which is something that not even a lot of the tippy top level runners will even go for, just because of the level of risk.
Oh, the 2 bounce setup for Pheonifire. He's looking for the second clip on the bridge. Oh, this is such a nice. Oh, and getting the clip. Oh my gosh, this seesaw bridges. This is speed. I think there's 34 seesaw bridges at the least.
He is cruising. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. No fear in this man's heart at all.
I'm sorry, I spoke about him playing safe. I gotta take that one back.
Well, maybe he could have played it a little safe. Not in his playbook.
33. Does he know this backup? I think he does. 56. Oh yeah, that looks like he's got the knowledge.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, in contrast, D-Weight taking seesaw bridges just
safely, consistently.
Yeah, not going for any crazy clips. Oh, that free fall was so scary. Oh god. Yeah. This is
cutting it a little close, but making it work.
I think world. Oh, that was a. Oh, that melting pot. The game was like, hold on, I got you.
Usually, melting pot is not that nice. Pheonifire should consider himself lucky.
Getting the nice 3 frame setup for D-Weight. Wormhole. Oh. Yeah, the bead screen pause. I wonder. I don't think he'll safety pause the second frame. Oh, whoa. What happened there? Because I know he got the frame, but it looked like his up notch might have been a little bit messed up because he had a speed bump and it looks like he messed up his setup on bead screen.
Got it second try though.
Yeah. And
yeah, I'm wondering if maybe he like unpaused it a little too early and he just wasn't in the notch in time.
Yeah. I will say, for all those mistakes on dribs, D-Wade has been like just it is just this. Oh, one person has a huge lead, and then the other person just crawls it back slowly.
Yeah,
like, it's just this is the banger game 3 that we like to see.
Fortunately, we haven't, though we have seen the occasional mistake from Pheonifire, like we just saw on Jump Machine. The party ball decided to be very mean. We haven't seen, by any means, a sort of collapse.
Yeah,
it's always been these sort of nickeled and dimed little mistakes that Pheonifire's managed to somewhat quickly recover from.
And D-Wait using the safety pause there on beat screen.
dwaitley didn't go for the pause strat on beat screen before.
Yeah, he messed up the pauseless setup actually on his first attempt, where the screen was like completely vertical and he could not make it across. So
That's very interesting. He's known the pause strat all along, and he just hasn't gone for it. I'm assuming because he wasn't comfortable with it. But then it's even crazier because that means that he pulled it out specifically at the time when he like needed it to be clutch. This man never ceases to amaze.
Yeah, but Pheonifire coming out of World 4 here, nice and easy. Zigzag slope is, I don't know why it exists. It is a stage that is so simple, and it's an expert for some reason. But
I think that the reason it's an expert is because, like, when you're first getting used to the mechanics of the game, like, if you're not used to building up and controlling speed, and you're not using the diagonal notches to give yourself a lot of momentum, those slopes that we take for granted as not being much of a challenge because we can build up speed off of walls and with boosting pretty easily, actually end up being kind of difficult for a relatively new player.
oh, I see.
Do I think that justifies it being all the way in World 5? Probably not.
It was a little
But
bit
I can at
late.
least see why it's not sitting at the end of World 1 or something.
D-Wait going for these clips. I think that clip might have lost him a little bit of time. Yeah, he's gonna get
It's
a 42 or 43.
Alright, the one killer stage of World 6. How
Yeah,
is
Opera
Pheonifire
is-
going to handle Opera? That looks really
Going for the
good.
underneath
Underneath.
Oh,
nice. I love those underneath pause setups. They look so clean.
I think the big thing for this race right now is just going to be World 7. I think
Yeah.
with the nerves going on right now, I think some of those World 7 strats, they will eat you alive.
Yes.
Pheonifire, third wire tears, game 3 of return. Who is this guy? Oh,
And he was like grinding along the inside edge too. That was terrifying. Are you kidding me?
Okay, he's got the. Does he have the setup?
dwaitley's Opera with the safety pause.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got it for sure. It's in the bag.
Good old 53 clips there from Pheonifire. And I know
Is
Narrow
dwaitley's
Peaks gave-
stream okay? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Our restreamer's asleep at the wheel.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Asleep at the wheel. I'm here. I'm just
Oh,
doing it.
he's back!
Oh.
But D-Wait's stream is
Just
down.
in the nick
that's
of
not
time!
Me. D-Wait's stream is down,
Oh.
Oh, no.
isn't it? Wait.
It died
Wait,
like
it might be back,
a
it might be back.
couple of seconds ago.
No, yeah, it still says it's dead.
Uh-oh. dwaitley, no.
This is not what you want to see in the banger
I'm
game.
rapid refreshing.
It can't end like this.
I don't even know if it's D-Wait's router, because I know he streams on his phone. Maybe his phone ran out of battery.
Oh, that would really suck.
That would. Oh,
That
no.
is not a quick fix.
Does D-Wait have a close family member we could call?
Oh, no. He has been streaming for a couple hours.
That is
It's true.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he just messaged in the Discord, phone dead.
No, dwaitley.
Oh no. Oh, this is so tragic.
What do we
Oh.
even do here? Does he keep going? Do we ask? We can't.
I
We
think
can't like ask Pheonifire to stop.
I think we let Pheonifire finish, but I think this is a forfeited match. I don't think there's any other way around it.
Yeah. That is brutal.
He said,
Yeah.
"Got Charger."
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
the
if he
redemption
can get
arc?
the stream back on and get back on the horse, more power to him.
The redemption arc.
Oh my gosh, no way.
He's back.
He's back! If he makes this comeback, this will be the most legendary.
He is back.
Okay.
I'm recropping
All
right
right,
now
all right,
so we
all
can
right.
see the whole screen.
Fix you stream up. I said up again. I am out of it.
You are okay.
Someone needs to come pick me up.
Cropping isn't perfect, but I'm just trying to get it so we can see it.
Yeah, of course.
It's at a different angle every single time.
Yeah.
This
he
is
is
the best I can do.
cruising too.
D-Wade is literally a hero. D-Wade's a protagonist. He has to win this now.
Yes.
But I think him getting the Charger cost him a few stages.
Death lose, lol.
I am fairly certain that him getting his Charger cost him a few stages, though.
Yes, it has to have, for sure.
If D-Wade makes this comeback, it's like...
No way. First cycle spiral bridge! He pulled it all out, dude. He got first cycle bridge.
Oh,
Who
my
is
God.
this guy? What
We live in a simulation, dude.
This
You can't,
is the comeback
you can't
story.
write arcs this good. You can't.
This is the comeback story.
the script?
There's no way, dude. There's no way.
There's no way. I will lose it.
D-Wade is anime. You can't change my mind.
Gosh.
Pheonifire just has to hold strong. Substantial lead still, like a 5-stage
Yes.
lead.
Yeah.
You can't let him have his anime protagonist moment.
Yeah.
You gotta cut that down right now.
Oh, gosh.
World 8's going to be a big one. We have seen Pheonifire struggle on Entangled Path for the majority of the day. Oh, bad death on bracelets.
Yeah.
Spam this home to charge dwaitley's phone. Oh, another death on bracelets.
Oh.
And D-Wade nails the adjust on Civ. Uses the third safety frame to make it nice and safe for himself. Looks like Pheonifire has gotten out of bracelets here. Yep, nice and safe. Okay, that helps. That gave D-Wade, that closed the gap just a little bit more.
Yeah, this is the D-Wade's going to be pulling out. He's going for the top player, World 7. I would not be surprised if he pulled out double spiral.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. He's going full anime and going for double spiral.
He's powering up.
God.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he does.
So
would be...
here's my question, though.
What's up?
Dwaitley, if Dwaitley's phone died, because that's what that's what he's using to stream, is that also the thing he was using to time his runs?
No, I believe he has a laptop on the side that he's using for Discord.
It's a laptop for the runs. Okay.
Because typically when he posts his splits, like after he gets a PB to Discord, it's usually like a picture of his laptop screen.
Got it. Okay.
So I think timer is still on.
Okay.
Timer's still fair. And I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna pull DQ. Like if he does win and bring this back, I'm not gonna say like, well, your stream died halfway through, so we don't know if you cheated. That would be so lame.
Yeah, no.
We all know D-Wade didn't cheat. Like it hurt him. He was 2 stages back, and then he died, and then came back, and he was 6 stages back. So this would be a full real deal.
And it wasn't like it was any difficult strategies to mentally prepare for.
Well, he's not doing double spiral.
Double spiral.
He's not doing double spiral. So World 8 is a big one. There's lots of tricky stages here. I imagine we're going to see a really safe strat list from Pheonifire here, including probably momentum pause first try. Because the last race, Pheonifire went for the movement on this stage for 2 attempts and missed it both times. And yeah, we are going to see the pause first try.
I wonder if Pheonifire is going to go for entangled pausing. I know that he died like 3 or 4 times on that stage.
Yeah.
In his previous run.
It's also a question of if he knows it. A lot of players don't even know entangled frames.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they are pretty cringe.
This is it, dude. This is huge. This is huge right now. Good setup. Oh, that's massive.
And he nails it.
That's massive. That could be a dagger.
It could be. That was his only problem throughout all of World 8 in the previous runs. Like, he's stumbled a little bit on the occasional stage, but...
Dude, the exit games, though. The exit games are giving dwaitley an out.
I'm hoping for clean World 9s on both sides so we can get a bang in World 10.
Right? Dude,
oh my god.
Dwaitley does not make any sense to me. How does someone with good enough movement to get first cycle curve bridge, pause soft cream?
And spiral bridge, by the way.
Spiral,
You got both!
I made the opposite mistake that you did. Yes, how does someone who has good enough movement to make first cycle spiral bridge pause soft cream? it works for him. I can't argue with it because it works. I just don't understand it.
Does Pheonifire know his backups? It looks like he does. He didn't hit the main. This is not the main set. He's in full backup mode, right? He didn't know it. That's huge. D-Wait needs to hit these entangled frames. He needs to get out of here. Looks like he's got it. Yep, he's out. Yep. Pheonifire on the main set now just needs to hit 53, 51 at the end of this warp. Gets it. Okay, Pheonifire is out of World 8, I believe. Unless he missed load manip. He did miss load manip.
Oh, this is actually a lot closer than we think.
Yeah, this is super close. This is super close.
Oh my.
Going for the full trampoline skip. He's got it. Okay, not the full, like the full cycle skip, but gets the big bounce for the 50, and that's important. Ooh, D-Wait stuttering a little bit on the vortex pausing here. Looks like he's got it. Second try. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Oh, pardon. No!
Oh, no.
That is...
That's
no.
That's one of the most brutal party balls we've seen all run. Not only did it lose so much time, but the speed at which it rejected him.
Yeah, and the context and circumstance of it all, like, that is huge.
Oh, we got buffering.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think we're back.
Okay,
We're
over
back.
there.
I'm going to refresh both streams to be safe.
Alright, cool.
Come on.
The suspense. Where are we?
Load! What the heck?
Come on, Twitch.
We're back.
What are you doing?
Oh, exit game?
I'm assuming
After that
after
part.
Yeah, an exit game after serial jump.
right? Yeah, okay.
Dwaitley playing the end of swing shaft safe here. Nice dismount. This gap is huge right now, though. This is like a 3 or 4 stage gap right now, and one of the stages is warp, which is like a big one.
Does D-Wait does the pauses for warp, right?
D-Wait does pause warp, yes.
Yes.
And he's actually nailed it both runs today. So right now is the time to do it. You know, his heart's probably racing by this point. So if there's a time where you need to come through clutch on these frames, this is it. He's got the 75. He's got the 81. Oh no, he unpauses on the 26. That's a huge loss.
He tried to save it for single jump, too.
And Pheonifire is just chugging along.
Okay, he's onto the last frame. The last frame is a 2-frame range. It's the easiest one by far. Looks like he's got it.
Yeah.
Okay, D-Wait is out of World 8.
Oh, flat maze.
Little too low on flat maze.
I think we're officially into the territory now where D-Wait can't do it just by playing well. He needs Pheonifire to make some mistakes. Big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pheonifire needs to...
No, D-Wait!
Especially with the miss on serial
You
jump.
can't die on blue serial jump, bro. Guillotine pausing. This could be big. 1 frame to go. He nailed it. Oh, that might be the dagger. If warp wasn't, that might be it.
Oh, he missed load manip, but I barely think that matters at this point.
I don't know. The question is, how many daggers do you need in the
Right?
heart of Dwaitley between first try entangled path, first try guillotine, and phone battery dead?
We might be dealing with the truest World 10 finish of the day, or of the tournament so far. Of, Pheonifire goes into World 10 with a substantial lead. Just win, You just got to go and win it. Pheonifire does do the backup load minute. That's a good save.
I will say one thing I'm kind of worried about for Pheonifire is a labyrinth, because he was stuck on that stage for over a minute, I think, and a half on game 2.
Yep.
And World 10, you're thinking game 3, like, this is so close, like, oh, I can't lose this, the nerves probably flaring up, your pauses, like, you gotta keep them crispy.
Yeah, I don't know if either of you have much experience with pausing under pressure, but pausing under pressure is so much harder.
It is, absolutely.
D-Wait going for the pauseless guillotine to save the messed up pause strat, and it looks like he's on a pretty cozy cycle here for the 41, I believe? Or, no, he's not actually. Oh, because he missed the pausing, so he had to wait at the beginning, duh. Had he not waited at the beginning, that would have been a 41.
Yeah.
And Pheonifire getting into gimmick, this is the first big barrier. Like, this is a big mental one, too. If you're in the situation where it's, okay, I just need to play well in World 10, and you nail gimmick first try, it's, like, such a big sigh of
It's a
relief.
weight off your shoulders.
Oh,
yeah.
he's going.
He's going for complex gimmick.
in tournament.
We've seen him do it before.
He got it.
And he got it.
Wow.
He nailed it.
Yeah. He one paused the 70 frame and the first 78 frame.
That is.
Pheonifire just might be getting hot at the right time.
Yep. He looks like he's just ready to come out and win right now. He's not losing any step in this World 10. A strong finish is all. He's going 55 disorder and he got it. Oh my god.
We've seen that strat absolutely dismantle his run. That's crazy.
70, he doesn't know the backup. See, that's the difference. D-Wait knew that backup and it made a big difference. 70 again. 70 again.
Oh no.
Got the 71 this time. Should be chilling.
All right.
Just takes one adjust. Yep. Okay, so this is it. Labby.
Solid.
Labby ruined him last run.
All right. This
You-
is
D-Wait
Pheonifire's
entering
chance
World
to turn
10.
dwaitley's anime protagonist ending into a villain origin story.
38. He's got the 31.
31. Oh, this looks like
He got it!
Oh, it's
He nailed it.
Nailed it.
Good
He
IGT
gets
too.
the-
He's getting the comfy 48. D-Wait on gimmick here. This is huge. He absolutely has to hit gimmick if he wants to keep himself in it. Looks like he's got... Oh no!
oh.
Oh no! He missed on the last frame of gimmick. And with Pheonifire not missing a step so far in this World 10, I think we might have curtains here. Pheonifire is icing it right now.
He's just
This
cold.
World 10 is insane! He has not made a mistake in this World 10 yet.
Mistakes under pressure are not in Pheonifire's playbook, apparently.
Yeah,
If
aside
I
from
saw
aside from
Duel in
3D
Game 2 World
maze,
10 was like, wait, no, I can do that one too.
Yeah.
aside from the 3D maze mishaps, he is shredding World 10 right now.
What is Pheonifire's new PB, by the way?
I
3308.
believe it was a 33OX,
3308?
so I
He's
think
gonna
this is
be
out of reach for a
really
PB.
close. This time, even though it won't be a PB, like, it might be low enough that if the first race hadn't happened, it might have been a PB.
Yeah.
That's how good this
Oh
pace is.
man, dude,
Oh, my-
he shredded it.
Because what was his P before? Like a 34-30 something?
It was a 33-4X.
Or, sorry, yeah, 33, yeah.
God.
And now he's one created by away from bringing home the win here. 3 frames away, 2 frames away, last frame. He's got it. Game
he
3
got
goes
it.
to Pheonifire with a huge W.
Oh my.
An insanely well played World
Absolutely
10. 3D Maze
massive.
threw a wrench in
That
there,
was-
but he shredded it. Aside
He
from that,
really did.
That was insane.
definitely took a few false steps on that 3D Maze, but other than that, dude, that World 10 was money. And that's the end.
dwaitley's just gonna throw in the towel there.
Damn.
It's hard to say exactly how much time dwaitley lost off of needing to fetch a charger. But even so, like, it's hard to argue that Pheonifire didn't earn that with 2 times underneath their PB coming into this race in a best of 3.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Like, D-Wade's Game 2 run was magical, but the fact that Pheonifire beat his PB Game 1 and then beat that same PB Game 3, not the new PB, but both of his times in Game 1 and Game 3 were better than his PB coming into today. Just,
That's a statement.
he shredded it. He shredded it. And D-Wade, oh man, he played so well.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Wow, dude.
What a race. What a race.
Yeah, that race has to be the highlight of the tournament so far. Pheonifire
It
bringing
has
home
to be.
a clean 2-0 victory, or 2-1 victory, sorry, for Pheonifire. Moving on, now Pheonifire will be in winners' quarters coming up. I believe he will await the winner of J. Cool and Mistop, I believe.
Is this also the first upset of the tournament, seeding-wise?
Yes, it is.
No, actually, I think.
Or was Op seeded above, or was
Rowan-
Op seeded below Goops?
I believe.
No,
Here, let me check. Let me check. I'm bringing up the bracket right now. Op was seeded above Goobs. Yeah, this is the first upset of the tournament.
Yeah.
I think Rowan was.
Oh no, Rowan over Tancio. Yeah, Rowan over Tancio was also an upset.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure about that one.
But yeah,
Wow.
This one was wow.
Wow. What an amazing match. That was just mind-blowing.
Even that game 3 was like, up until the end, it was like, oh my god.
Do either of these guys wanna come on in and talk about what they've just accomplished here?
Yeah, can we get an
'Cause
interview with either of you
Pheonifire
here? Would either of you like to join the comm call real quick, and we can have a quick word?
Pheonifire with the set win, his best 2 runs, and then dwaitley set a PB that was even lower than either of those runs in game 2, right?
Yeah.
What an incredible showing.
D-Wade, if you go into general, I'll pull you into to the commentary booth.
Yo, are you guys able to hear me or no?
Yes.
We are able to hear you now.
Oh, awesome.
Holy shit!
That was oh my.
That was the best match I've ever seen in my life. From both of you. It was incredible. The fact that Pheonifire had 2 runs better than his PB coming into today, and the game that you won in between was the best run of the day, even out of those 3, is just, that's insane.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. We are ready to play some monkey ball, man. Like, I don't
Really
know.
were.
That is an understatement.
Right?
I've never heard it.
I remember last night, I was literally just writing down every single, like, postmodern labyrinth, like, gimmick backup that I just didn't know, and I took, like, 2 to 3 hours to learn all of them. I mean, I guess it paid off, but...
It did.
I think it showed in spades. You were pulling out backups that I didn't even know. You were just like, how do I even put it into words? Like, the game knowledge that you showed, just the overall knowledge of everything, every backup you need to do, even outside of World 10. Like, you did a lot of cool backups on Civ, safety frames for a lot of stages that, you pulled out when you were winning so you could be more safe. Like, you just, the overall game knowledge and knowledge of the situation was extremely impressive.
dwaitley, I need to know, how long have you been playing this game?
So I've been playing this game ever since I was a little kid, but as a little kid, I didn't know what pause frames were, so...
Sure.
I mean,
Like, how long have you been seriously speedrunning this game?
Since July, so, like, 5 months-ish.
You played like a person who has been playing this seriously for 5 years.
Yeah. And
The
Pheonifire
level-
also a very new player, like both super new blood players, like last 6 months, Pheonifire and D-Wait came up in the scene, at least playing, at a seriously high competitive level.
Yeah, I was going to have the same question for Pheonifire. How long have you been playing?
I think Pheonifire actually just said that they're going to leave here because of the internet issues.
Okay.
But Pheonifire, I believe, is pretty similarly to D-Wait, maybe even less time than D-Wait. I think like somewhere in the range of 4 to 6 months, I think, same as D-Wait.
That level of strat play for a 4-month player is absurd.
Yeah.
It is actually insane.
I think that this race did an amazing job of, showing off not only that the new players are capable of some pretty insane shit, but also that both of you are people to look out for in the future. And even further on in the bracket, like, you're in loser's bracket, but you could fucking shred and get, like, top 3 in this bracket if you just go off.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I know that I was doing some no resets before the runs, and I was getting, like, 34, 34, 33. I even PB'd and got, like, a 33, 34, but it was, like, too late to submit it. And I was just, like, keep getting consistent over and over again, and I'm just kind of ready to go at it again, whoever I face.
Yeah, that's what pays off in races, and, it wasn't enough to pull it out in this one, because, Pheonifire played better than you could have expected,
Yeah, I mean, he got his first and second best times. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not complaining.
It-
Dude
like,
earned
Hard
it,
to
man.
compete with
Hard to
that.
compete with that, but you showed a whole lot of knowledge, ability, fortitude. you're definitely going to be somebody to look out for in losers and in, just the future of Monkey Ball in general. We might have just seen the future of Monkey Ball in that race. I don't doubt it one bit.
All you need is a phone charger.
All I needed is a phone charger. I mean, I had it right next to me too, and I was just like, "Oh my god, did my phone just die?" So I took literally like 40 seconds because you have to type in your phone password unless it's long as hell.
You have to wait for it to discover that it's alive again.
Well,
it's like, oh my god, whatever.
I think that is going to wrap us up here for winners round 2, dwait and Pheonifire. Thank you so much for the amazing games. And thank you so much to my co-commentators, Esoterics and Moon, especially for holding it down while I had to go for dinner.
Happy to help.
Thank you again to my co-commentators, and dwait, thank you again for the amazing races.
Of course, man, and I mean you got to thank Pheonifire for it too. I wish you could have stayed for some talking, but
wherever he is out there, you killed it.
Yeah, seriously, this was I think the match of the tournament so far.
Yeah.